The first step in any operation is to load up the hounds. Then head out into the woods. The best time to collect sap is in the spring, when the nights are cold and the days are warm, because that's when the sap flows the best. Now it's time to unleash the hounds and unload all the equipment. Then you find a maple tree. Then drill a hole into the maple tree. Now grab a hammer and pound a tap right into the tree, and then you're going to see the maple syrup flow. And here it comes. And if you're thirsty, you can drink it straight from the tap, but don't drink too much, you'll get sick. Now, before the punks drink all the maple syrup in the whole forest, we better get some collection bags. So let's call up Tony and give her some baloney story so she hustles over here with some bags.
Tony running.
That was a trick. That was a rotten trick.
No, it isn't. We're bagging, and we're gonna show John and Rima. This is how we drill a hole in these maple trees.
Okay, now we've got a couple of bags hanging, but we're gonna need a whole lot of bags to collect enough sap to make syrup. The sap has been flowing for a couple of days, so it's time to take this 300+ gallon tank out into the woods, dump the blue bags into it, and fill it up. This tank has been filled up with sap all the way to the red arrow, and as you can well imagine, it's heavy. So we need to go to the store and buy something to help us with all that weight. Ta-da! A maple syrup lifter. Now it's time to boil most of the water out of the sap and turn it into syrup. It takes about 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup. So open the lid to this cooker and put the rectangular pan on the grill. Start loading wood into the cooker and fire it up. It takes many long hours to boil 300 gallons of sap into syrup, so make sure you have plenty of wood and plenty of beer on hand. Hook up a hose to the tank full of sap and start pumping it into the pan. Boiling the sap over an open wood fire will impart a delicious smoky flavor. Continue boiling and adding sap to the pan. When you get near the end, get out your hydrometer and measure the viscosity of the syrup to figure out when it's done. Now it's time to filter the syrup. So add a bunch of cloth filters to the collection pan. Now start pouring the hot syrup through the filter paper to get out all the impurities. The syrup is always on a burner so that it stays warm so it can flow through the filter paper easily. Look at all that junk that the filter paper collected. Joanne is going to put some of the nearly finished product on her finger so she can taste it. She does that in the kitchen all the time as well. Up until this point, things have been going well, but now Tony, the boss, showed up, and she's going to tell everybody what they're doing wrong and how they should be doing things. Now it's time to bottle the finished product, so open up the box of empty quart and pint bottles, along with the caps. Now start lining the bottles up on the table.
I didn't even do this job right. What are you doing? Oh, pouring it down the floor.
Pouring it on the floor. Get down there and lick
You
it
know how
up.
hard I worked to make this? My feet hurt, my back hurt, I've been popping Tylenol because I've been standing and stoking a fire for 3
I'm gonna
days.
bring you some turmeric.
And you're just pouring it on the floor.
I'll get down there and lick it up.
What if they don't use them all?
Well, we're gonna use all these little pints. These two.
Okay, Tony, explain it back to the wax seals.
There's a wax seal in the cap, and when the syrup is hot and you cap it, it melts the wax to seal the jar.
And so that's why you turn it upside down so
To make sure there's enough heat on the wax. 6 gallons and 5 pints. 7 gallons and a pint.
Yeah. Wow.
7 gallons?
No, 6.5 plus a pint. 6.5, because it's a half gallon.
And what's a gallon?
yes.
How much does it cost at a store?
4 quarts. About $15 or more.
A pint?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, just Google it up and see what it's